Who am I? I wouldn't really know. Homelessness to me means you don't have anywhere to lock the door behind you and say, this is mine.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Brooklyn. I spent maybe 8 years of my life in East New York.
And you were taken away?
I was beaten with a metal bat by my father.
Oh, woman.
I was taken to foster homes and group homes and diagnostic centers. After a certain age, like 13, maybe 14, a lot of foster homes don't want the children because they're too old.
Family instability seems to be a common thread among a lot of kids who have found themselves homeless.
Here is actually where I used to sleep.
So many, like Leilani, must come to terms with their sexual identity in an ever-changing environment.
Until I was 13, I was trying to find myself as a person. My mom used to ask me, are you gay, are you gay, are you gay? No, I'm not gay. I have an attraction to men. I don't feel comfortable in my skin, but I'm not gay. It's like either get discriminated for being so flamboyant or transition and feel comfortable. Then I realized that I was a transgender and needed more services that I knew my mother couldn't provide. At about 16, maybe at 15, I ran away. I decided to go to Covenant House. It was the worst experience that you can ever experience. I cried out for help and I didn't receive it. It was like, you just have to go back home. It felt like I was sort of segregated because of being trans. I say every last transgender person is going to go through some housing situation.
In particular, for lesbian and gay, bisexual, and transgendered young people, there's a need for hundreds of beds in New York City alone, and there's less than 100 available at any time. This is not just the case for gay and lesbian kids, this is the case for children across the board.
I slept on the pier or in the street. I was most likely in the street.
Was it your choice to?
Yeah, it was totally my choice to sleep out here.
What was a night like in your life when you were out here?
A night in my life out here, I'm not gonna lie, it would be smoking pot, chilling with my friends, and after dark, to hit the back streets, as we call it, and make some money.
So it's complete survival.
Survival of the fittest.
They're doing it to get their next meal, to find somewhere to stay.
I started getting into the sex work because I was hungry. Right now we're on Weehawken. This is the male strip for...
Now, is this Main Street right here? Is this where a lot of people spend their time, right in this bit right here?
Around here and like way back there. You really don't want to be seen doing your due, so...
Would you all compete with each other?
We wouldn't compete. That's a good thing. Like, we were more friendly and we act more like a family than we did fight.
They are literally living on the streets, and they are finding their way forward. Frequently banding together to create their own communities. Oftentimes they will refer to their street families because that's the community that they have.
You mentioned that you create a community with you and the other girls.
Of course you're creating a community. We're all out here for the same reason. Either we're being kicked out of our homes or running away, finding ourselves. It's different reasons, but it's the same issue. So you build a relationship, you build a family, and you build a support system.
Mm-hmm.
This is our memorial wall. These are either people who were members that passed away or that were important to members who died, like artists in the community, family therapists, Talik.
There seems to be a great risk in terms of safety for transsexuals.
I knew a person by the name of Talik, which was a female-to-male transsexual.
I think he was probably around 14 when he started coming to HMI. He did everything. He did drop-in, he did photography. Actually, this day that he took this picture, nobody else showed up for the group. And so Luna, the photo teacher, went out one-on-one, and they took pictures together all day. And now we're so grateful to have these pictures because Talik was murdered. He went down to a guy's apartment. Rumors have it that he was down there to earn some money.
And was cut up. And I mean, it's just like, oh my God, I really...
No, it's okay. If you don't want to speak about it, it's okay.
I mean, was killed, was murdered, basically, just for being trans, just because the person wasn't a male.
We memorialized him here. Grandma couldn't make it, but Mom and Dad made it. They know the kid is Ashanti. And Tyleek's not the only one. I mean, we've had several kids who've been murdered.
We are a family, and we were very close. You worry about who's going to know and who's going to retaliate and who actually can accept me just for being a human being, a kind-hearted person, and just wanting to live life the way I want to live life.
Stay tuned for a preview of our web series finale. Next week on the final episode of My Address, these kids set the record straight.
How many of you considered committing suicide?
I can't stop feeling alone, you know?
You just don't feel like a human.
I've had dreams about being in a coffin and no one coming to my funeral.
You think that I'm at risk? You think I am at risk?
You think that I'm at risk because...
Because I explore myself, then explore my world.
Because you assume you know me.
Because I'm not like others.
Because I'm gay.
I am an individual.